My loves. So, there's a whole lot of talk going around town about flipping houses, wholesaling, real estate in general, and just getting your feet wet in there. And some people wonder, does it hurt your community if you are flipping houses in it? Here's some things to consider. I don't think there's a concrete right or wrong answer, but there are some ethics that you should consider and some pros and cons. The first thing I want you to think about is, one, it doesn't have to be. Most people, when they think of wholesaling and flipping homes in the hood, it is gentrification and prices going up and people being out of homes and that sort of thing. That doesn't necessarily have to be an automatic thing. And here are 3 reasons why. I've seen a few contractors and real estate investors who have been doing some really interesting things in some really underdeveloped and kind of neglected, for various reasons, kind of neglected neighborhoods. And they have not been going about this in the way that you kind of are used to seeing neighborhoods being developed and utilized. And I think it's because they have been looking at 3 main things. The first is, who are you selling to? So a lot of these newer projects that I'm seeing, they are mindful of who they're selling to. Are they selling to people who have been in the community? Are they selling to people who want to contribute to the community? And in what ways are they looking to contribute? Do they have the same vision as the developer, who has the same vision as or similar vision or complementary vision of the people who have been there, and that sort of thing? And is it sustainable for all of those parties? So I think it's really important when you're thinking about this to think about who you are selling these properties to, whether you're building a new construction, whether you're renovating something that you acquired, anything. Who are you selling to, and who are you renting to, if you're renting? And that includes residential and commercial. So, first thing to look at is, who are you selling to? The second thing is, how are you acquiring the homes and the commercial buildings and real estate that you are selling? So, are you knocking on the elderly's door, harassing them? Are you making multiple phone calls to people who do not want to be bothered? Are you calling people who live out of state, who actually don't have any real connection with the property that you are looking at? All of these things are things that should be taken into consideration. It will definitely hurt your community if someone is trying to swindle your elders out of their homes that they planned on retiring in, but they are done with it because they don't want to be bothered. That's unfair. Or are you partnering with someone who doesn't really care or is not mindful of how they are acquiring these properties and you're supposed to sell it? Can these people just not afford to keep the home and keep it up? Is there some way you can figure out how to help them stay in their home while you are able to acquire it and maintain it? These are all things to consider when you are trying to figure out how you are acquiring a home and not have it negatively affect the neighborhood and the people who are currently in it or who have been in it. So the last piece is kind of tied in with everything else I mentioned. How can you sell to people who were originally in the community you are working in. So that means the kids who are now grown up have these amazing careers, or are doing okay for themselves and are just trying to get a good footing, trying to start a little something on their own. How are you attracting those people back home? And how are you attracting their friends to that home? And how are you attracting their co-workers and their fellow entrepreneurs to that area? I think if you are mindful and are working on those 3 different factors, you won't have to wonder if flipping homes in your community is going to hurt your community, because it really doesn't have to. Being mindful will go a whole long way. It'll keep a community together. I'm sure everyone will appreciate it. And will probably take care of the community even more when they see someone with a little know-how has their back and is making sure they are not displaced when their community, their neighborhood, is figuratively getting a fresh layer of paint. So, those are my thoughts. If there's anything else you think that should be a consideration when flipping homes in your community, let me know in the comments below. If you have flip houses in your neighborhood or in an up-and-coming area, let me know in the comments. Let me know how that went. And if you don't mind sharing, let me know where. I think that's it for me right now. I'll check y'all later. Bye.